get ready, ladies and gentlemen, that Vegito is arriving very soon. You know, don't worry, we've got to have to talk about that. And for every good thing in this episode, where we got to see, like, everything with Zamasu was great. Just seeing all these brand new techniques coming out of that giant halo. I felt like I was seeing like a kind of like an angel from like, Evangelion, just how ridiculously like, overpowered he was. But oh my god, if anything, like, if we want to get out like the negatives straight away, let's just do it right now, because trust me, I want to talk about more of the positives than I do the negatives, but let's just get it out of the way right now. Holy shit, is this animation absolute dog shit. This is absolute... No defending some of that shit in this episode. Like, this is probably some of the worst we've had, like in the actual, in this arc. Like, this is probably the worst we've had in this arc, but I think it still wasn't on the levels of maybe Resurrection F or close to that, because generally, like, when we saw this was the biggest problem of the episode in itself, which was the art and the animation. How many times did they do the same screenshots of Goku or Zamasu or any of these characters, or even the Kai for that matter? I was thinking like they did it like 3 or 4 times at some points where it's like, oh, it's the same screenshot of them looking like that, and it's like generally that even when they were trying to punch, it just looked incredibly off model. And the fact is, like, yeah, you know, the fact that they're getting close to ending this arc and that they're running really out of budget when they're like just generally struggling this much for this episode, this is like the thing where I've been praising the most about the future Trunks saga. Like, it's like generally the fact that it's like this has been the one that's been on the most like well animated and generally looking the best, and I was like, yeah, I completely agree with that. I still stay true to this like whole episode, because I know a lot of people saying, well, it's one episode, Panda, out of like how many have been awesome, but even still, like, it took me so many times just out of the episode when I'm like, oh my god, look at this cool thing from Zamasu, and then I'm seeing like Goku like just fucking frolicking on my screen right now, and I'm like, this is what you offer us at like TV. I know it's a TV release, I know it's like a weekly and you push them, but generally the fact is, like, some of this shit was, I was looking at this and I am one of the people that would just be, you know what, fuck it. Generally, if it looks like this, if it looks this fucking disgusting and looks really bad, wait an extra week. And I know that's not really how business works, but it's just like, there are some times where it's like, you have to do it, where it's like, no, this can't go out, like, because it just puts a bad name. Like, I generally think it's like, this is why, like, Toei gets so much shit. Like, this is why, like, everyone, whenever we go, oh, Toei's adapted it, look out, like, you know, we're gonna have a look at this shit, and that's why I think it gets that just bad name, because you just put stuff out like this, and it's like, I know you're working on like tons of weekly stuff like at a time, but then again, we have heard how many times from Toei that the Dragon Ball Super team is mainly made up of newbies. It's made up of new people, and I'm like, no, like, and I kind of felt like that was the whole change in the future Trunks like saga, and around about like Universe 6 stuff, was that they got rid of some of these newbies and that they started like getting some more better people in there, or they just started getting their shit together. This was like the one time where I was like, this was generally bad, and this was like the huge deterrent from this episode. And now with that, I can finally talk about the episode, because now the rest is golden and rainbows and happiness, because yes, oh, I was loving Zamasu throughout the entirety of this episode, just coming in, blasting, acting like he's this holy angel like from above. And generally I feel like this is what they're getting for like another Dragon Ball like Z game, Super game, where they're just giving him so many moves, and I'm thinking this would be a really cool boss fight, like going against Zamasu and you're having like Vegeta and Goku side by side, like fighting him, trying to find an angle. The fact that this guy can do like Holy Blast, Blaze of Judgment, he can actually do Susanoo at one point, where it's like he was just bringing out this angel thing in the sky, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, how much does Zamasu have? He has immortality, he can make blades out of the skies, he can make lightning happen, like, he can, like, he's like got, like, he's getting stronger with every punch that he takes, and just more and more stuff was happening to him. And even the fact that even Trunks was getting involved in this, is like, no, I gotta see this, like, to the very end, and like, even he's seeing like his father getting hurt, and like Goku, and he's like, no, you won't touch them, and doing the father-son Gallic gun, like, like, to me, I don't know why I enjoyed that so much. It was so cool finally seeing it. There was like Vegeta and Trunks having this father-son moment that you didn't really get to experience that often. And I was like, that's what I want to see. I loved it that they were both, like, Trunks was the one firing off first, and then like you saw Vegeta, and then Vegeta coming in, like just taking the blast Piccolo style, and just seeing his armor shatter. Like, see, like, this is the thing. Like, generally, like the episode itself, which this is going to be an amazing episode once the Blu-rays come out. Like, once the Blu-rays is coming out and this is fixed, this is going to be awesome, and I cannot wait for the people that wait, like, see the English dub and see this version of it, or they generally, you know, wait a while and get this on the DVDs and the Blu-rays, and it's like, this is going to be really exciting and enjoyable when we finally see this episode, like, properly animated. And it's like, yes, that's what I want to see, because everything else, like the story, the pacing, everything else, I was loving about it. And you got Bulma and the other guys like trying to fix everything right there, like in their little base. It's like, yeah, let's get it out there. And the fact that Zamasu is just killing people left and right, it's just like, he's like just purging pretty much human beings, like, from there. Like, one guy tries to go out and like takes one of those blades and just disintegrates out of existence. And the fact that we've got to have like Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, like, at this point to take care of them is like insane. I know there was a few people I was saying, like, definitely when I was reading the episode, like, on Crunchyroll, a lot of people was kind of disappointed that it wasn't Gogeta that was appearing, because they're, like, saying, oh, Gogeta is way stronger than, like, Vegito ever was. But mind you, the only time we ever saw Vegito was going against Super Buu, and, like, it was during, like, a Super Saiyan transformation. Gogeta was seen during, like, Super Saiyan 4, like, transformation. Like, we've never seen that out of Vegeta, and, like, especially as well, like, now we get to see Vegeta on a Super Saiyan Blue level. I would say, I don't know if, like, generally his destruction-wise is going to be on the level of Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. I'm still on the, like, the part where it's like Super Saiyan Blue is never as strong as Super Saiyan God. It's just having the key of it. So I'm generally thinking that it's like it's somewhere near that level. But, you know, as soon as we maybe might see another transformation, because I generally don't think Super Saiyan Blue is going to be like the final form of it. But we can clearly see that the Vegeta, and alongside with like what we see with Goku, that Super Saiyan Blue is generally that now their general base form from what is going like. Because the fact they can just turn it on and off so easy, and it's like, yep, there we go. Enjoy it, like, and I'm generally excited to see Vegito again. Like, Vegito, like, we haven't seen this since the Buu saga, and it's like, that's really annoying. It's like, I wouldn't mind, like, seeing him, like, one more time or anything like that. But generally, I know some of you fans are going to be upset. It's like, oh, what about, you know, Gogeta? And it's like, where's he at? And it's like, well, we might see, you know, like, maybe if they ever do a movie again, like, if they do, like, movies like they used to, maybe we might see Gogeta. Maybe, like, in, like, one of the games, we might see, like, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Like, you know, that can possibly happen. Like, but the fact is, like, you know, we're getting a lot of stuff in this arc, and I'm generally looking forward to this. And I think in a video game format, as of recently finishing, like, Xenoverse 2, if they generally do it, like, the History of Trunks stuff in, like, Xenoverse 2, if they had really sick-looking animation like that, I would generally absolutely love that part of the game, and I think that'd be a fantastic way to finish off the, like, the game and all that, and potentially, like, maybe the next arc that they have, and the fact that they're getting, like, so many different versions of, like, Zamasu and then Black, and then adding into the fact that with the preview we got this Zamasu with, like, a messed up face, like, he's got, like, the fusion seems like it's wearing off, or something's happening to him, so I'm kind of curious to see, like, what's really happening with him right now. Generally, like I said, like, I'm glad I got all the negative stuff out of the way first, because, like, I can clearly see, even as well, that I'm having so much fun talking about this. It's like, Dragon Ball Super is exciting to talk about again. It's genuinely entertaining, it's fun, I was loving the fact, like, just everything in that story right now. But then again, like, even as it's not just a fighter review, but as a watcher as well, I was like, just every time I was getting into the experience, I was like, yeah, father, son, like, you know, Kamehameha, or like this is happening. I'm like, oh my god, this is really cool, feeling like a kid again. It just kept taking me out of the experience every time I just saw how dog shit the animation was, the reuse, and I was like, oh my god, this would have been like fucking, if this was really nicely well animated, or even better, just averagely animated, I felt like this would have been like 9 to 10, like, to a really amazing episode. But I just cannot ignore how horrible this looked like. Resurrection of F, like, the parts that I caught up was some of the worst animated stuff I've seen Toei put out in a very long time. There's been some stuff in One Piece that's been really bad, and like even the ending of Toriko, from what people are saying, is like near some of the worst stuff that they had, because they just generally were so lazy and they just didn't care at the end. But generally, like, I really love this episode, and I hate the fact when there's something I love and hate at the same time. And I know it's something that could have been fixed, or with a little bit more time and effort, just a little bit of shine on it, would have actually improved it a lot. But generally, maybe we might see some, like, new improvement in next week's episode. Like, we seem like the preview, it looks really hype, it looks really exciting. All I can just say, I hope this is just one like trip or like fall on this arc, and hopefully that with that it's like, yeah, we're never gonna see his stuff really like that bad again, because generally it was so bad this week, and I just couldn't help but like just pretty much do a little mini rant just about like how terrible it is. I just wish Toei just get their shit together. Like the fact that other animation studios can just do it and they can pump out all this stuff in like 24 episodes and just all these 24 episode series constantly, and like you got all these ongoings going on, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day it's like, you know, Dragon Ball Super is pretty goddamn popular, and you should get the people what they want, and it's at least decent animation and not dog shit. Other than that, I really did enjoy the episode, but goddamn, as of right now, like TV version of this review is probably going to be like a 6 to a 7. It was really goddamn good. Everything about the story was great. I was enjoying the pacing of that. Animation just took me out of the immersion so many times, and that's one big problem with it. Probably when it comes out to Blu-rays, when it's properly fixed, then the score will change to maybe like a 9 to like a 9.1. I really was loving this episode, like, you know, start to finish, but it's just like, oh my god, like once then I'll be properly immersed, I'll be in, and I can't wait to see what's going to be happening in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. That's all from me. Thank you as always for watching. I'll see you guys though next time.